For years, I thought the safest shoes for the Camino were hiking boots. Strong boots, serious boots, the kind that make you feel protected before you even start walking. But after many long days on rough trails, I started asking myself, what if I'm wrong? Because the wrong shoes don't just hurt your feet, they can change your whole Camino. So we decided to test one of the most renowned shoes in the ultra running world, the Hoka Mafate 5, a shoe that promises protection, grip, cushion and comfort over long distances. But the Camino has different rules: swollen feet, cobblestones, rough paths, downhills. And if you're thinking, I'm not a hiker, I just want to walk without pain, this video is for you. First, let's see these shoes while they're still nice and clean, because Sicily is about to change that. Put your sunglasses on. With these shoes, you don't need a headlamp to walk at night. Ricky chose this color. First impression in the hand. This is not a small shoe. It feels like a long distance shoe. Right away you can see that the stack is high. That usually means comfort on hard surfaces, but also it means that it can feel a bit unstable on hard surfaces. So my first question is not, is it soft? But it's rather, is it soft and still safe? Because a shoe can feel amazing in the living room and then feel unstable on rocks, cobblestones or downhill. The drop is 8mm, so the heel sits a bit higher than the front. For many people that can feel nicer on the calves and Achilles over long days, but it can also change how you land, especially going downhill. So this is something we'll pay attention to later. The upper feels quite protective, it doesn't feel thin or fragile. And that's good for rocks, for dust, for rubbing, but the Camino test is always the same. Does it feel good only in the first 5 minutes, or does it still feel good after 5 hours of walking? The heel collar is very padded. They can be a dream for comfort, but sometimes too much softness can feel mushy, like your heel is floating instead of locked in. Underneath this has a vibrant mega grip, which is a good sign. People think grip is only about mud, but on the Camino grip is also wet stones, slippery streets, dusty paths or loose rocks. The lugs are around 5mm, so they should bite well on dirt and loose ground. So in the hand I'd say this: it's built for long days, it's built for protection, it's built for grip and it's built to feel smooth. But the hand doesn't get blisters, so now we need to put them on. And then Sicily happened. The Via Magna Francigena did not care that the shoes were new. It gave them dust, heat, rocks, rough paths, long empty stretches, mud, hard ground, all of this. Exactly, the kind of place where a shoe stops being a product and becomes either your friend or your problem. Day one challenged one of the biggest hiking boot beliefs, that before a serious walk you need a long break-in process. And with many hiking boots, yes, that can be true. You wear them around the house, then on short walks, then longer walks. You wait for the leather, the stiffness, the shape, everything to soften and adapt. But with the Mafate 5 the feeling was different. You put them on and they already feel ready to move. Soft under the foot, flexible enough. No heavy stiffness to fight against from the first kilometer. And honestly, that is one of the big advantages of a good trail running shoe for the Camino. You still need to test them. Please don't buy them the night before and blame us later. But you don't have the same heavy boot breaking feeling. It's more like put them on, check the feet, check the heel, check the toes and walk. And on day one that was the first surprise. Maybe a serious Camino shoe doesn't have to feel serious at the beginning. You need to test your shoes before the Camino, but you don't need shoes that punish you first.
Buongiorno! Welcome to day number 2.
Day 2 challenged another belief. The hiking boots automatically make you feel more secure on the rough terrain. That day the path started crossing fields that were half muddy, half open and not always clear. And honestly, we were not even thinking much about the shoes. We were thinking, where is the way? Is it still the path? Are we supposed to cross here? And that is exactly when grip matters. Not when you're standing in a shop looking at the sole, but when the ground is wet, the way is unclear and your brain is already busy. The Mafate 5 gave us that feeling of trust underneath, not speed, just one less thing to worry about. And that surprised me, because maybe security is not only ankle height, sometimes security is grip. Grip is not about going fast, it's about having one less thing to worry about.
Okay, no problem.
Day 3 challenged the belief that protection has to be heavy. This is where hiking boots usually win in your imagination. They look stronger, safer. They look like the serious choice, right? But after hours on rough ground, protection became very simple.
Yes,
Can
this
my
one.
feet take another day?
Give you your hand. Don't pull me in, eh?
No, you just... With the Mafate 5, protection was not coming from a heavy boot around the foot. It was coming from what I did not feel. Less sharp stone, less impact from hard ground, less deep tiredness around the foot. And for a long pilgrimage that matters, because sometimes protection is not what the shoe adds around your foot. Sometimes protection is what it removes from the ground. Sometimes protection is what your feet don't feel. The next day challenged the downhill belief. Because many people choose boots thinking, I'll feel safer going down, and sometimes that is true. But downhill safety is not only about wearing a boot, it's about whether your foot stays where it should. Does your heel stay calm? Does your toes avoid smashing the front? Can you trust the shoe when the ground drops? Does the cushion help or does it make you feel unstable? This was one of my biggest questions with the Mafate 5. It has a lot of cushion, a lot of height, a lot happening under the foot. So the question was not, is it comfortable? The question was, can I trust it when gravity gets involved? Because on the Camino, comfort is not enough on a downhill, you need control. Day 5 challenged the idea that a secure shoe should always feel firm and locked, because on the Camino your feet are not the same all day. In the morning a shoe can feel perfect, but after heat, kilometers, hard ground and long descents, your feet swell, and suddenly that secure feeling can become pressure. A small rubbing point can become a hotspot. A snug toe box can become a problem. A shoe that felt perfect at breakfast can feel very different in the afternoon. So every day I was asking, do my feet still feel calm after hours? Not just protected, not just locked, calm. This is why fit matters more than the brand, more than the color, more than any online review. Fit your Camino shoes for afternoon feet, not morning feet. Day 6 challenged the belief that soft shoes are not serious shoes. After several long days I understood why cushion matters. On hard ground it helps. When your legs are tired it helps. When the road keeps repeating under your feet it helps. When the terrain is rough it gives you a little distance from the impact. But I also understood the risk. Too much cushion can make you feel disconnected from the ground, and on uneven paths that can become a problem. So with the Mafate 5 the question was not, is it soft? It's more like if it's trustworthy, because big cushion only helps if you still trust the shoe. What shoes are you planning to wear on your Camino? Hiking boots, trail runners or sandals? Links to the Hoka Mafate 5 and the Camino gear we actually use are in the description. Some may be affiliate links, which help support the channel at no extra cost to you. And please remember, don't buy shoes because they worked for someone else. Try them. Test them with your feet, your socks, your terrain and your Camino. So did the Hoka Mafate 5 make me trust trail running shoes even more for the Camino? Yes. But not blindly, because a shoe can be famous, expensive, technical and still wrong for your feet. What Sicily showed me was not that trail runners are magic. It showed me that a good trail running shoe can give you many things people expect from boots. That protection is not always heavy. Security does not always have to be stiff, and comfort does not have to mean weak. What I liked the most was the protection under the foot, the grip, the way they reduce the impact on rough ground. For long days they can be huge. But this is not a shoe that I would buy blindly. It is high. It has a lot of cushion. And if you already know that tall shoes make you feel unstable, you need to test them carefully before your Camino. Also, if your Camino is too much flat asphalt, this might be too much shoe for you. But if you're walking mixed terrain, rough paths, stones, descents, uphill, heat, mud, long days, this kind of shoe makes a lot of sense. After 25 kilometers, your feet will tell you the truth. And if you want to know what other gear I like and I take on nearly every big adventure, you should watch this video next.